He really has.
See, I wanted to ask you about your debut last year, where you had the 17 in a row. Speaking of getting hot, I was watching the highlights earlier today. What happened? Because you just turned it on to a point, it doesn't seem surprising looking at, how you've played this year. But at that point, anyone's first game, you never know what's going to happen. And to hit 17 in a row against a team like the Spurs is pretty crazy.
Man, my mindset during that 17-point stretch was, well, going into the game, everybody was making it hype and saying, all right, Z, it's your first game, blah, blah, blah. So my mindset was, all right, I'm going to go in, I'm kind of try to figure it out and kind of go with the flow of the game. I don't want to force anything because it's my first game. Like, I'm going to just try to figure out the flow, find my teammates, and go from there. And those first 3 quarters flew by because I was like in four-minute stretches. So I'm playing, and next thing you know, it's the fourth quarter. I'm like, oh, man. And I look up at the score, and we're down. And I remember, like, Gentry kind of said, all right, like, you got a couple, like, three or 4 more minutes, and then we're pulling you. So I'm like, man, I'm at least trying to make a game of this. So I hit the first one. All right. Then I think I caught a live, turnaround live from Lonzo. Then I hit the second one. Then hit the third one, and I think I got like a little – I think my shot got blocked, but I rebounded and got it back. And at that point, the crowd's like, this is like my first time in the NBA feeling that invincibility moment. Like, the whole crowd is like standing, they're hyped. It gets loud every 5 seconds. Something in you is like, I can turn around and throw a backward shot, and I feel like it's going to go in. So I remember when I caught the last one and I jab step and then I shot it, like, I'm thinking, yeah, that's cash. Like, I'm not missing that. And, yeah, man, just during that moment was like, wow, like, I really did that. Like, after the game, I'm sitting like, I did that. My first game, like, I got to feel that thrill, that invincibility moment. So, man, that was definitely an exciting moment to start off.
I was on the bench during that time, and as your teammate, it was an out of body experience for me as a fan. Like, it was wild, and we all just kept looking at each other because you hadn't practiced a ton, and when you did practice, you were even limited in what you could do in practice. So none of us had ever really seen you shoot threes, and we were like, is this really happening? It was crazy.